Pokemon Infinite Fusion, an awesome fan game that lets you fuse any Pokemon together, even a bunch of Eevees. So let's see if our Eevee squad is able to beat this game. Here are the rules, and hit that like button to show your support if you enjoy the content. Now let's grab our starter Eevee. We name our character Penny because that is the character that has the most Eevees to my knowledge, and our rival Nemona. We face down a Pharaoh Seed double fusion, but our Eevee's built different. We didn't care about that steel typing nor the iron bars. We knock it out with a crit, which also leads us to getting knocked out ourselves, but hey, it's a win in my book. We quickly go through a fusion spree, fusing all the Eeveelutions, but there's one issue. They still know normal type Eevee moves, which won't really help against round 2 Pharaoh Seed. Fortunately, we found a Haxorus, and now we have a secret move to beat Nemona. Pharaoh Seed now faces our Dragon Rage attack, which does 40 damage and doesn't touch, so iron bars doesn't go off, knocking Pharaoh Seed out and putting Nemona in her place. And we're so confident we go against Brock in a 1v2 where we were destroying his team until he brought out that ice move, which humbled us and we learned our lesson. Except we didn't, we're too stubborn to do that. So in round 2, despite him having another ice type move on hand, we Dragon Rage through it, winning our first badge. We end Team Rocket's little Mount Moon operation with a bang, then step up to Gym Leader Misty. Leafeon takes the stage launching magical leaves to cut up her whole water team. I also didn't like the way this guy was looking at me. Nemona faces us for another battle, and the Eevee squad beats her team without breaking a sweat. We hop on the SS Am where we teach Nemona another lesson, but this time we only needed one member of the squad.
Come on, man! That's too easy!
Now we have to face Lieutenant Surge's flying types that apparently pecked his enemies to paralysis, which is really funny. But those enemies must have been really weak because it only took one member of the Eevee squad and some Ice Fangs to freeze his whole team. After getting out of Rock Tunnel, we end up in Lavender Town's Pokemon Tower where Nemona's team once again didn't stand a ghost of a chance. But while we were beating her up, an old man got kidnapped, so we might as well save him. We go to Celadon for clues where we find a whole Team Rocket operation in the sewers. We face Big Boss Giovanni, who may be Ash's dad because he uses quite a lot of Pikachu fusions for his team. Despite a little back and forth, we still won, forcing him to retreat, allowing us to face off against Gym Leader Erica and her electric types. She sends out this really cool Dragonite fusion, but we obviously have the upper hand, so it's just a matter of time until...
Did somebody say boom?
Or that can happen too. We wipe off the explosion dust and leave our Dragon Eevee to finish off the rest of her team. And now is a great time to swap up some fusions with Pokemon that we were catching in the wild. And luckily for us, we caught a good bit of legendary Pokemon to make our new Eevee squad. After rescuing Mr. Fuji, we were able to head down to Fuchsia City and face the fighting ninja master Koga, where our adorable red Eevee buries his whole team with Earthquake. We visit Saffron City where Team Rocket's being annoying again, and before we can face Big Boss Giovanni, Nemona stops us for another rival battle.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
And like always, it was pretty brief. Now we face Giovanni in a 2v1, and while he beats up Nemona's Pokemon, we quickly take out his whole team before he even notices, forcing him to retreat once again. Master Psychic Sabrina faces us, but her team couldn't handle our little floating Dark Eevee fusion, which proceeded to assurance her whole team with its little paw. We surf the sea, crashing on Cinnabar Island, where we run to the Pokemon Mansion to talk to Gym Leader Blaine. Hey man, you're a gym leader, so you have to run the gym. I know you're scared that one day the volcano may erupt and your whole gym and all of Cinnabar Island gets wiped out, but that's not really gonna happen. Come on, this is the world of Pokemon. Unless there's an Entei around. He faces us with his little silly bug fusions where our orange Eevee with wings burns them to a crisp. We stand around and watch another Team Rocket crime happen and do absolutely nothing until it's already over. Then we follow them to Ember Island where Giovanni makes an off-brand King Ghidorah. But I will say it was pretty powerful, but we simply spammed AoE attacks, hitting all 3 heads and bringing it down for good. And once again, Giovanni runs away, and I wonder where he went. He's probably not in the rundown gym that's suddenly open again and has his name on it. He also uses a type that reflects him being a leader of an evil organization. fairy types. But they have to face large light blue Eevee that can spam Flash Cannon, bringing both his Pokemon and himself to his knees, winning our final gym badge. Now we can head on to Elite. Oh, come on now, Nimona.
A few moments later.
Before we face the Elite Four, do you know that a like on this video guarantees that an Eevee will visit you to play? Well, now you do, and now you know what to do. To prep for whatever the Elite Four sends our way, we make some final fusions and get some coverage moves on our team, which didn't prepare us at all for Lorelei's team. Starting with this ugly Tentacruel fusion, walling the hell out of our white Eevee and then destroying our red Eevee with Hydro Pump. Green Eevee finally ends it with Leaf Blade but gets burnt by Flamethrower. And let me remind you, this is only the first Elite Four member and half of my team is down. Purple Eevee takes down the Ice Dragon just to get beaten by some nerd. Light blue Eevee with long hair washes away the nerd just to get Sea Blasted by the nerd's cousin. Now it's down to our black Eevee, shocking the nerd's cousin with Thunderbolt, but she has another Ice Dragon, so we're screwed, is what I would have said if the Ice Dragon actually fought back.
Fight back! Fight back!
Bruno and his ghost team forgot that the Eevee squad ain't afraid of no ghost, so we were able to beat them after some back and forth. Then Agatha and her dragon type show up. First with her Royal Dragon beating white Eevee with Dragon Rush, but then black Eevee covers the world in darkness and green Eevee wipes the rest of her team out. Now we face the most powerful member of the Elite Four, Lance, who was running rock types and was a total pushover. Champion Nimona is our final challenge, and the Eevee squad was absolutely dominating with little to no effort. Then she does the most underhanded move that has ever happened in Pokemon history. This is something not one evil team leader would ever think of doing. On her final Pokemon, which is this ugly rock with ooze coming out of it, we go for the final blow, and she crashes the game. Such a sore loser, so of course we had to get our revenge. Green Eevee Leaf Blades her star thing, but Queen Bee's Earth Power blasts us down. Red Eevee punches a hole right through it with Fire Punch, and Purple Eevee deals with this Water Baby. Her Flower Dragon pedal dances Red Eevee, so White Eevee blasts it with Dragon Pulse. And this is the part where things get a little tricky. While White Eevee could definitely have blasted Ferrothorn to dust with Fusion Flare, the Water Baby left endless rain, so fire moves are decreased in power. But not only that, she also has a blue cannon with wings that must have no guard because this thing doesn't miss a damn air slash. Fortunately, our Midnight Savior Black Eevee shocks it down and then plunges Ferrothorn into endless darkness, making the Eevee squad champions. We also found this other Black Eevee here in this video, so go check it out and say hi to it.